in addition to Lake Mead.
Okay. Rich, do you want to be first or second?
Second.
Okay.
Talk about the program.
Okay. This is going to be a two-step. Rich, the Deputy Director, is going to present what we're doing with AB 167, which was our Aquatic Invasive Species Bill. So I have a staff person, Karen Vargas, who was hired in January of 2011, and she was supposed to be here today, but she's out riding her motorcycle with her boyfriend, so we gave her time off. Like I said, she was hired in January. She's been very busy in the last 6-7 months, networking with other states, making presentations. Everybody hears about these things and gets all worked up. And the commission is welcome to see that presentation if they want at a later date, PowerPoint. Going to meetings, we had a big task force meeting about a month ago where we had different entities from state parks, Bureau of Reclamation, water districts, and kind of met and talked about this issue. And she's starting to write up a statewide management plan. We have ongoing sampling that we were doing around the state. We take a thing like a plankton sampler, drag it through the water, and we look for the young quaggas, which are called villagers, and send them off to a lab for analysis. The BOR, the Bureau of Reclamation, samples Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, Topaz, Tahoe, Rye Patch, and Pyramid. And we end out sample Topaz, South Fork, Wild Horse, Ruby Lake, Chimney Reservoir, Harmon, and Indian Lakes, which are the bottom end of the drainage out of Lake Lahontan, Perch Wildlife Management Area, and Eagle Valley. As I stated before in the last presentation, the quaggas were found in the Colorado River in 2007. We've been hopeful that they would never move around the state, but this spring the samples came back positive for Rye Patch and Lahontan, and Lahontan's came back positive on 3 different tests, so it's considered a positive reservoir. Rye Patch, only 1 sample came back positive, so it's suspect. There's been no adults found. We've just found these little villagers, and there could be. There's lakes around the west where they find the villagers, and then they never do find the adults, and then it tests negative for a couple of years, and they find them again. So it's kind of a weird situation. So, but anyway, everybody's up in arms. Lahontan's, right here. It's connected to the Truckee River, which is connected to Tahoe, which is connected to the Pyramid. It's got upstream regulatory reservoirs. They're just really worried about that one. Right now, at this task force meeting, TRPA and the group up there talked, and they have 55 people that work seasonally and 5 full-time. They spend $1.8 million a year at Lake Tahoe trying to keep quaggas out. So we're doing, right now, we're doing public education and public awareness. I passed around some sheets that we pass out to the public, identifying the issue with some pictures and our message, clean, drain, and dry. And I put some in the back of the room if anybody wants some. And then the other publications, just kind of a little what's going on around the state with the quaggas. We hope to get a statewide plan out by December, and then we'll send it out for review. It's, we get together and we talk about it as a group, and it's a tough issue. I mean, the only way you're ever going to completely stop them is if on every reservoir around the state you limited access and checked everybody that went in. And it's not financially possible to do, and it gets to become a harassment for the angler and the boater. So, we just don't know exactly what to do. Some of the smaller lakes, it's not an issue. People put boats in out in the middle of the like Elko, they go to Wild Horse, put the boat in, bring it back, rides out. Next weekend, same thing. But once in a while, you might get some yokel from Lake Mead, has his boat, no offense, has his boat moored, brings it up and puts it in, and the quaggas drop off, and we take on. We really worry about wild horse. We worry about them all, but we worry about wild horse more than anything because it drains into the Hawaii and the state and then Columbia. And so far, they haven't been reported up there. So. But it's an issue. It reminds me of kind of a science fiction thing where, you know, it's aliens instead of giant monsters. They're little tiny quaggas, you know, they come down and they're just slowly spreading around the United States. And it's hard to stop them. Anyway, Rich,
Deputy Director Rich Haskins, we call this upper delegation. AB 167, Rob Guadamici should be up here doing this actually. We spent a lot of time down in the legislature, had a lot of support from various groups. AB 167 gives us the legal authorities now to establish an aquatic invasive species program. Sets forward definitions for injurious aquatic wildlife and penalties associated with that. So now we have the legal authorities to enforce the program, aquatic invasive species program. As Mark indicated, we're still in development. It gives us the authority through the commission to establish fees for aquatic invasive species sticker. We did sell this program, as Mark indicated. The key component is education. This is not a Department of Wildlife problem, although we stepped up and showed the leadership to take some responsibilities for this. Mark indicated they had a meeting with various interested parties. I was amazed. I came into the meeting a little bit late, and this room was full of people that understand that they have a responsibility. It's not just state parks, it's rural reclamation, it's TRPA, it's irrigation districts. A lot of different people are willing to step up, and without their support and their involvement, we don't have enough staff. We can't generate enough money through this aquatic invasive species sticker to fund a program like that. But long story short, in the near future, hopefully December, we'll be coming back to the commission with, we have the statutory authority to do certain things, but we also need the regulatory authority to do certain items in here. So we'll be back, hopefully in December, with some CGRs to start fleshing this out so we can implement this program. Because of the steps involved in doing implementing a sticker program, we didn't think we could have it all in place for the next voting season. They'll actually start ordering supplies, and you can actually start registering your votes for next year in December. So we didn't think we would have time to fully implement that program, so we won't implement that until the voting season for 2013. The concept there is that people would acquire the sticker through their normal registration process. We still have to deal with unregistered votes, non-notarized votes, non-residents, and that's part of the issue. We're trying to make this as user-friendly as we roll this thing out. We don't want to have a lot of confusion, a lot of glitches. So that's part of it, is the sticker program, but we also need to come back to you with establish some regulatory authority for some of the components of this. So we'll be back in December.
Okay. Any questions for the Director Haskins on this? Okay. Very good. That leaves us the last agenda item, which is agenda item number 8, public comment period. Okay, these are the rules. If you're wishing to speak on items not on the agenda, should complete a speaker's card and present it to the recording secretary. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes. No action to be taken on by the commission at this time.